Hi, fanatics. Some more contact for you. So recently, I've had one of the El Rehab scents, a Blue Night. And for the first time I smelled it, I said, listen, this is very similar to one of the scents from the Bleu de Chanel line. So I've been looking around to get note breakdown of Blue Night. Fragrantica doesn't have it as yet, but um, you can get the note breakdowns from the El Harbor and site or Juma Shop has it also. And just what I thought, there's some note similarity in how the notes in the Chanel, the perfume version. Because one of the distinct differences in the perfume version to the EDP and the EDT version in the Bleu de Chanel is that the perfume version removes the note of the incense, right? So it focuses on the citrus, lavender, and the cedar wood at the base. So the scent profile is different. Once you have a nose for scents, you will know exactly. One of the things that even when you hear for people who now coming into the perfume world and learning, not just because you hear EDT, EDP, perfume version. It's not solely about concentration. I hear a lot of perfume people telling people EDT, EDP is just solely a concentration issue. Yes, at first level, it is a concentration issue. EDTs are maybe no more than 12-15% of the original formulation oil that they use for bottling the perfume. Your EDPs into the maybe 20%, and then the extract fusions go above 30%. But the other nuance is that the scents is usually are different because they're made to handle different weather conditions. EDTs are primarily made to manage summer weather. You want something light, fresh. You usually find those with the EDTs. As you go into the autumn and winter, you want much more dense and stronger scents. Start going into the EDPs. And the common thing now is for everybody to have super strong lasting scents. So a lot of the perfume houses have been pushing more EDPs and extracts. But if you understand how people use scents, especially in Europe, and anybody who's been to North America or Europe in the summer, then you know sometime all 9:30, close to 10 is now when the sun is now setting. So people normally go out in the evenings and you don't really want a scent that's gonna last 7, 8 hours. You're going in your bed just sooner. But you want a scent that is nice and interesting that you could go dinner in the evening. And you usually need something that um, lasts more than 2 and 3 hours. So EDTs were very popular in Europe for that for the summer. So back to these two. Um, so some background on the house of El Rahab is one of the oldest perfume houses in the Middle East. It's been around since 1975. And way before we know about Armaf and Lataf and all the new Middle Eastern brands, here you had this house out of Saudi Arabia. And for people who were perfume collectors years ago, you're familiar with this bottle from the house, and then they had another bottle that is a 40 ml that kind of curved out like this, and then they had the rolling oils. And they had a number of popular scents for people who were getting into the Middle Eastern brands. I had a few years ago. But from the time I smell this, I know, listen, this is this DNA, right? And there's a very good option if you want that Bleu de Chanel DNA for much low. I would say this is about wrong closer to the 80% similar. The differences I could tell you is the citrus notes in this much more brighter. Um, I think you could get some aspects of this that maybe in the EDT version of Bleu de Chanel. Uh, it's you could get the lavender based similarities in both sense. In the dry down, I would say the perfume version and the ED in the Bleu de Chanel gets a little bit heavier than I expected, and that likely is due to the sandalwood and tonka bean base in the perfume version of the Bleu de Chanel. This, so it's kind of strange. It smells very close to the perfume version, but the perfume version of Bleu de Chanel also smells close to the EDT version. But the base in the El Harab Blue Night is much more patchouli, cedarwood base. So you can smell that freshness in it compared to the perfume version. But you definitely know you're dealing with the Bleu de Chanel DNA here. So I think this is a very good option. I think I haven't seen anybody else do any videos on this, but I can safely say if you want to get into that scent DNA at much cheap rate, you could get these sometimes. Some places have them around 12 to 15 US, and then the others that you could probably get a bottle of this for between 7 and 10 US. So good value here for a bottle that will easily run you into the 160, 70 US. Thanks.